All right, today we're going to dive into something called the Silicon Shield. It's a concept that mixes technology, economics, and global power in a way that, you'll see, is pretty wild. It's really the story of the world's most important island, and it affects pretty much everything you use every single day.
So, let's just kick things off with a question that honestly sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie, but it's not. This is our reality right now, and this one thought really captures the incredible concentration of power we're about to get into.
To really wrap our heads around this, we first need to talk about the invisible engines that run our entire modern world. I mean, they're in everything, from the phone in your pocket to the satellites way up in orbit, but you never, ever see them. And that is not an exaggeration at all. Think about it. Your coffee maker, your car, the most sophisticated military jets. Pretty much every piece of modern tech has to have a semiconductor chip to work. These little things are literally the brains of our digital age. Okay, so here's where it gets really fascinating. Where do all these little brains come from? You'd probably think something so important would be made all over the world, right? Well, nope. The most advanced, the most powerful ones, the chips that really give us our technological edge, they all come from one single place. That's right. The vast majority of the world's most critical microchips are all made by one company, the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company. You've probably heard of them as TSMC. And we're talking about chips that are so incredibly advanced, so complex, that it's taken them decades and hundreds of billions of dollars to get to where they are. It's almost impossible for anyone else to catch up. And this is where the sheer scale of their influence just hits you. TSMC's chips, they power our iPhones. They are the backbone of the internet. They're even in the guidance systems for advanced military hardware. It's a crazy amount of control for just one company on one island to have over all of our lives. So let's talk about how all this tech dominance turns into a massive geopolitical chess piece. Because this isn't just about making money. For Taiwan, this is literally about survival. And this brings us right to the main event, the Silicon Shield. The theory is actually pretty simple, but it is incredibly powerful. The idea is that Taiwan's best defense isn't its army or its navy, it's the tiny, essential chips that it makes for the entire planet. The thinking goes like this. Major world powers, especially the United States, have to protect Taiwan. Not because they're being nice, but because they have to. It's about pure self-interest. If TSMC stops making chips, their own economies and their own national security would completely fall apart. A world without Taiwan's chips is a world in absolute chaos. Now let's really raise the stakes, because we are not just talking about some minor supply chain headaches here. If that shield ever fails, we're looking at a full-on global catastrophe. This is the question that keeps economists and world leaders up at night. I mean, seriously, if this supply of absolutely essential chips was suddenly cut off, whether by a war or some other disaster, what would that actually look like? The fallout would be immediate and catastrophic. We're not talking about just a recession. No way. Experts are predicting an economic meltdown so bad, it would make the Great Depression look like a minor blip. Car production, phone production, computer production, it would all just stop. Hospitals would run out of medical equipment. The whole global financial system, which runs on servers packed with these chips, would be at risk of collapsing. And this all leads to a really chilling modern idea. Kind of a new take on that old Cold War theory of mutual assured destruction. Only this time, the weapons aren't nuclear bombs, they're economic ones. The concept is pretty simple, really. Our global economy is so tangled together now that it creates its own deterrent. If you attack Taiwan's chip industry, you're basically hitting the self-destruct button on your own economy at the same time. In this game, there are no winners. Everybody loses, big time. Which leaves us with one final and really important question. The Silicon Shield is, you have to admit, a brilliant defense. It's been built over decades of hard work and pure necessity. But now you have all these other countries scrambling, spending billions and billions of dollars to build their own chip factories, so they aren't so dependent. So you have to wonder, how long can this delicate silicon-based piece actually last? The future of our entire tech world is kind of hanging in the balance.